The internet feels instant and invisible. We tap a screen, press enter, and information appears immediately. But behind this speed is a massive physical system built over decades. The internet is not wireless, not abstract, and not floating in the air. It is one of the largest machines humans have ever created. Every message, video, search, and upload travels through real cables, real buildings, and real machines. Understanding this system changes how we see the modern world and the technology we depend on every day. At the core of the internet are fiber optic cables. These cables transmit data using light. Inside each cable are extremely thin strands of glass or plastic, often thinner than a human hair. Data is converted into light pulses that move through these fibers at nearly the speed of light. This method allows enormous amounts of information to travel quickly with very little signal loss. Fiber optic cables are far more efficient than older copper cables. They can carry more data over longer distances and are less affected by interference. This is why they form the backbone of modern internet infrastructure. These cables run everywhere, beneath city streets, inside buildings, across entire countries. But the most important cables are hidden from view, lying on the ocean floor. More than 95% of international internet traffic moves through undersea cables, not satellites, not wireless signals, physical cables stretching across oceans and connecting continents. There are hundreds of these cables worldwide, some extending over 10,000 kilometers. Undersea cables are installed by specialized ships designed for precision. The cable is carefully released onto the seabed, following routes planned years in advance. Engineers avoid areas with strong currents, seismic activity, and heavy fishing traffic. In shallow coastal areas, the cables are buried beneath sand to protect them from anchors and nets. In deeper waters, they simply rest on the ocean floor. Despite their importance, undersea cables are fragile. Damage can occur from natural events or human activity. When a cable is cut, traffic is rerouted automatically through other paths. Most users never notice, but engineers monitor these systems constantly to prevent major disruptions. When you open a website, your device sends a request. This request first goes to your local router. From there, it moves to your internet service provider. The provider connects you to regional networks, which then connect to national and international backbone networks. At each step, routers analyze the data packet and decide the fastest available path. Data does not follow a fixed route. It moves dynamically, adapting to congestion, failures, and network conditions in real time. This entire decision-making process happens in milliseconds. Eventually, the request reaches a data center. Data centers are physical facilities where websites, videos, applications, and cloud services are stored and processed. They are large buildings filled with thousands of servers operating continuously. Each server is a specialized computer designed to handle specific tasks. Some store information, others process requests, others manage traffic flow. Large technology companies operate multiple data centers across different regions to reduce delay and improve reliability. Temperature control inside data centers is critical. Servers generate a huge amount of heat. cooling systems run non-stop, using advanced air circulation, liquid cooling, or nearby natural water sources. Power reliability is equally important. Data centers use multiple power lines, backup generators, and battery systems to ensure uninterrupted operation. Security is strict. Access is limited. Surveillance is constant. Physical security is just as important as cybersecurity. A data center outage lasting only seconds can affect millions of users. Once the server processes your request, it sends the data back to you. Interestingly, the return path is often different from the original route. The internet does not require data to travel back the same way it came. It simply uses the fastest available path at that moment. This design allows the internet to be fast and resilient. Even if part of the network fails, traffic can continue flowing through alternative routes. This is why global communication feels reliable despite the system's complexity. To improve speed further, many services use content delivery networks. These systems store copies of data in multiple locations around the world. Instead of sending every request to a single server, content is delivered from the closest available location. This reduces delay and lowers the load on central servers. Video streaming platforms, social media sites, and major websites rely heavily on this approach. Without it, modern internet usage would feel slower and less stable. Satellites also play a role in global connectivity, but a limited one. They are mainly used in remote regions where physical cables are impractical. Satellite connections have higher latency because signals must travel long distances into space and back. Even newer low-orbit systems cannot fully replace fiber optic networks for high-capacity global traffic. Wireless technologies such as Wi-Fi and mobile networks are the final link between users and the wired internet. These systems connect devices locally, but the backbone remains physical and wired. Another key part of the Internet's physical structure is Internet exchange points. These are locations where different networks connect and exchange traffic directly. Instead of routing data through distant paths, networks can transfer data locally, reducing delay and cost. Major cities often host large exchange points that handle massive amounts of global internet traffic every second. These locations operate quietly but are essential to the system's efficiency. The internet does not operate automatically. Teams of engineers work continuously to monitor traffic, repair cables, replace hardware, and upgrade systems. Cables are tested regularly. Servers are updated or replaced. Software is optimized. Capacity is expanded to meet growing demand. Redundancy is built into every layer. Multiple paths, multiple power sources, and multiple systems ensure that failures do not bring everything down at once. This design is why the internet feels stable even though it is constantly changing. Understanding that the internet is physical helps explain its limitations. Speed is affected by distance. Reliability depends on infrastructure. Access depends on investment and geography. The internet's performance is shaped by real-world constraints, not just software. It also highlights how valuable and vulnerable this system is. A relatively small number of cables and facilities support billions of daily interactions. Global communication depends on infrastructure that most people never see. The internet is not magic. It is not an invisible cloud floating above us. It is a global machine built from glass fibers, steel racks, power systems, and human expertise. Every click activates this machine. Every message relies on it. Every video depends on it. Once you understand how the internet physically works, you stop seeing it as something abstract. You start seeing it as one of the most complex and important physical systems ever created.